Most people don't stay poor because they earn too little. They stay poor because of patterns they never question. Poverty is rarely dramatic. It doesn't arrive suddenly. It builds slowly through habits. Today, we're exposing the 3 psychological traps that keep you away from the freedom you deserve, and we are learning how to interrupt them. Habit 1. Impulse over intention. Think of the $5 daily coffee or the $15 treat after a hard day at work. On its own, it's a drop of water, but over a year, that's $2,000 to $5,000 leaking out of your future. You aren't buying caffeine. You're buying a momentary escape from a life you haven't yet positioned yourself to enjoy. Wealth disappears quietly, not through one big mistake, but through repetition. Many financial choices are emotional, not intentional. Buying to feel better, spending to relieve stress, upgrading to feel successful. The problem isn't the purchase, it's the reaction behind it. Impulse feels harmless, small and temporary, but repeated impulses create permanent outcomes. Wealth rarely disappears in one moment. It drains through reaction. Habit 2. Comfort over position. We see this most often when someone gets a modest 10% raise and immediately uses it to finance a car that costs 50% of their annual salary. They chose the comfort of leather seats today over the position of an emergency fund that would have given them the freedom to quit a job they hate tomorrow. They traded their exit strategy for a status symbol. People often choose what feels good now instead of what helps later. Celebrating income before securing it. Spending to belong, rewarding effort before progress exists. Comfort feels like success, but it delays it. Short-term relief often becomes long-term regret. Positioning requires patience. Relief requires none, and most people choose relief. Habit 3. Unprotected growth. As the paycheck grows, the apartment gets bigger, the dinners get more expensive, and the standard of living quietly rises to meet the new limit. If you made $50,000 and saved nothing, making $100,000 won't fix you. It will just make your lack of discipline more expensive. You're running faster, but the treadmill is just speeding up to match you. You aren't building wealth. You're just maintaining a more expensive version of poverty. When income grows, spending grows faster. Lifestyle expands before stability does. New earnings create new expectations. More money doesn't create wealth. It exposes behavior. If discipline doesn't grow with income, neither does security. This is how progress turns into pressure. None of these habits feel dangerous. They feel normal. They feel deserved. They feel justified. And that's why they persist. We don't notice slow decline because it looks like daily life. Wealth doesn't require perfection. It requires interruption. Interrupt impulse. Interrupt comfort. Interrupt expansion. Small interruptions change direction. Poverty isn't always sudden. It's often repeated. And so is wealth. You want to interrupt this pattern? Hit subscribe.